Alright, let's take a look at D.Mon. Alright, thank God. Practice range. It can load.
Play together, win together.
Alright, there's the sword we've been seeing.
Shields up.
650 shield.
Boosters hot.
Got a little bit of movement. Can I go up? No. Can I at least go sideways? Yeah, no. Falls like a rock. Alright, let's see that damage. 60.
All guard. Fight smarter.
Okay. You can kind of keep the... Like Reinhardt, you can slash through. Though it's a little harder, I've noticed. If you're not flinging your mouse with it already, you might just miss the target.
Double kill.
Alright, let's see that dash.
Got you covered.
Okay. It does like 70, like 10 more than normal. And it's got some knockback. Okay. Alright. We gotta do the test, guys. Everybody knows it.
Breaking out the bullets.
Shoot a standing still tracer. Oh my god, it's overpowered. Though on a more serious note, this is actually very usable.
Time to drop the sticks.
You're like going in, slash slash. Let me choose a different target. You're going in, slash slash. Oh no, I pushed my target too far.
You just got farmed.
And then you clean it up either with just shooting them or... You know, I suppose you could chase them down with boosters. The mech does allow you to swing while boosting. Any... what I would call normal action, like shooting your cannon or your sword, can be done while boosting. And honestly, it feels like I'm playing a mecha game. I've never played them myself, but I always see them gliding around, shooting their guns, and then coming in quickly sometimes for melee, if they, depending the game and mech, if they offer that. Okay. Let's see. Your shield does get a 30% movement speed penalty on it. Your cannon, to put a number on it, does... wasn't that 12? That's 15. They patched... a new patch went through. Did they increase your damage? Alright. So... We're getting first buffs hot off the press. Any other changes? I think that was still 40. I'll have to double check. That's still the same. We'll have to look at Fusion Repeater. I'm a little torn on which one to use, because honestly, you do get a bit more distance when boosting with your shield. Like, let me line up myself at the wall, boost forward. You make it to approximately that dot. Fantastic. Now, with holding the shield up, it drains 30% slower. Alright, I had a fraction of a second more boost, but the dot is over there. Even if I was a little inaccurate, it does give you a bit more distance. Though the sword slash pause for swapping character and getting the new perk.
Time to save the world. Clear a path. Play together. Win together.
Major pack unlocked.
Good stuff.
There we are. Though the getting shield on sword swing might be nice for when you have to be in close quarters more often.
All guard.
You're sitting here taking that damage. Taking that damage.
Should have tapped out.
Double kill.
Granted, I am deleting my damage source at the same time, so not entirely truthful, but
Providing cover.
to its actual effectiveness. But you get the point. You're slowly getting it back. In those moments where you're brawling far more often than you need to boost, I'm torn between these two. I'm sure there's a niche for the few times where there's a perk niche. Probably. Don't quote me on that. And then the second set of perks is Overstrike and Focus Fusion. It is damaging. Focus Fusion does a lot of damage, and it does more. If I'm not mistaken, they buffed it from, I think, 12 to 15 damage. It did multiply it a lot. But I think having, when you have the opportunity to thrust your sword upon your enemy, might be better. You're getting a little low. You're trying to sustain. All right, I want some health back. Though I wonder if that works for both targets.
Shielding.
I think that works for multiple targets.
Double.
Fight smarter.
Oh, that works for multiple targets. That might be accidentally good if you isolate one or more targets. Rude. I didn't want to get shot. Alright, we got the 60 damage per swing. We got the perks. We got the cannon. I didn't do the upgrade.
Cover next time.
Ah! That sound
I'm
funny
not
as
the
fuck.
quitting type.
Time to save the world?
Play together, win together.
Major pack unlocked.
Good stuff.
Alright, let's get the cannon.
Worth the grind.
Granted, these are, I think, 250 HP
you
bots,
want this?
and they aren't moving. Does a shitload of
Try taking
damage.
cover next time.
Actually using this in game, it's surprisingly tough to hit your targets. Oh, these are accurate. Look at that. I know every hitbox is pretty large in Overwatch, but I think D.Mon has the smaller sized projectiles. I don't know if that's written anywhere, but it's, in practice, pretty damn tough. Not saying it's not useful, but for the few maps where you just need to poke for damage, you're like, alright, I can't break the distance very easily, but in the downtime, instead of like trying to use my other abilities to cross the gap, I'm just going to shoot them a little bit. As I hopefully develop the fight. Alright, alright. And then, what we haven't looked at is the ultimate. The ultimate can reach 20 meters in a, I don't think it describes it here, but a 45-degree arc. 20 meters is visually kind of insane looking. Let's
Over
see.
here.
That's 20 meters. And it does aim where you're looking. If you under or overshoot your ult, you will miss. But I should be able to hit almost every target at the same time here. I think I missed him by, like, either height or that little bit of cover. I wasn't looking. But I hit everyone. Everyone gets a 50% debuff. They get 50, every shot does 50% more damage to you. You gain 250 over health on using the ult, and you get 50 over health every target hit by D.Mon's limit break. Oh yeah, God, I forgot the mech.
Boosters hot.
She, like Diva, has a demeching feature. Unlike Diva, I think it might be just a hair more reliable if you're in a safe spot to get back in your mech, because when you get demeched, your gun is hit scan. You're not like trying to lead your targets with a puny little Bonnie blaster or whatever Diva's gun is called, her little pistol. You are able to at least, it does have spread, so here, let me shoot at that one who's really far away. That's not representing the spread very well, my God. All right, let me shoot next to Tracer. Guys, there's a bug. This should have spread. It should have 2 degrees of spread, but developers are having a rough day today. All right, while this current patch is a little borked in its own unique way, they did patch 2 things, if I'm not mistaken. When I don't have someone to show an example, but when you pull your gun out and you block your top section of the shield, it's a small sliver, but it is there. Targets can still shoot past it. That's a bit of a problem. I think they patched that. And the other known one that I can think of is if you somehow get to 0 HP and cast your ult. No idea how you do that, but you know, Overwatch is a beautiful thing sometimes. You can be immortal until healed. If you're curious how that looks, you can just search it up. I'm sure it is making its rounds everywhere. But yeah, outside of just discovering a new bug right now, she's pretty damn fun. She's so fun. But yeah, that's all I got. If you want to see me fail or succeed, I'm streaming on twitch.tv/Dangomation. It should be on screen. If I don't, I'm a failure. DANGOMATION. Dango, and then Mation, like the end of animation. Yeah, thanks for watching. And I hope to see you there. Bye-bye.